Okay, just starting at the front of the house. It's a little courtyard inside this petition. This petition is wood to ground contact. Wood to ground contact. Where do you think the moisture is going to go? Top of this is level. Where do you think the water is going to sit? In a puddle on top like that? Does it have a cap on it? It sits like that. Are you labeled? Not labeled GFCI. You got power? Yeah, you do. Not labeled GFCI. You got power? Yeah, you do. Not labeled GFCI. Do you have power? Yeah, you do. Now I'm going to push this. GFCI protected. Not labeled. No power now. No power now. Because I tripped the GFCI. So these are GFCI protected. They're not labeled. Insufficient clearance underneath here. Then our fenestrations, our windows, we should have Z-bar flashing over these and over that, over the vertical, and we don't. Then this is around this decorative wing wall here, this right around the front door, this is peel and stick. Okay, this stuff is pretty good product. It just sticks right up there. It's supposed to have a weep hole underneath it. It's supposed to have a weep hole between that and the front porch. There are no weep holes. Why are you supposed to have a weep hole there, bud? Because they leak. The water gets behind them. Okay. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Our doorbell button should be sealed to keep moisture. In fact, a lot of the same problems with stucco as with this peel and stick. Basically, the installation instructions are the same. Basically, the requirement for a weep screed is the same. Basically, the requirement that these are sealed is the same. The light fixture should be sealed as well. Again, we do not have the Z-bar flashing. And then when we come over here, this siding to the concrete, it should have a weep screed too. Same principle, but there's a little piece of flashing metal underneath this part. This part, no flashing metal required, but the gap is. The gap is required. I didn't make that up. These rain gutters discharge water too close to this building. A lot of times a builder will come in and put a little splash block right there. I don't know why. And then they'll turn around backwards. They just have to. They want to hear the conversation. I don't know why. They should be this way, they should be going out. There's lots of different ways to handle this, including going under the ground and popping up. Since this is the front right here, why don't you just have them disappear into the ground and pop up over here? Does the water run this way? I don't know. Water might run this way. Comes off of there. It comes down here. All this water comes out here. Then, look at that. Okay. Keep going, bud. Now these walls are white. I don't know if they're going to paint them or not. We don't have our Z-bar flashing. Looks like it has some kind of a security device up there. Something like that. Coming on along. These are our weep vents for our crawl space. The crawl space is very wet today. It's very wet here. This area, geographically, this area used to be a swamp. So when you see these older homes built like this, it's not unusual for their crawl spaces to be damp. But this is new construction, and certain provisions should have been made to help protect the crawl space from getting wet. One of them is a vapor barrier, which they haven't done, or haven't done correctly for sure. Okay, ventilation might be improved. And also this edge right here, that's a drip edge. And the water, you can see where the water is just beating the house. We've got rain gutters around the front door, and the builder will likely tell you, rain gutters are not required by code. Ask the code inspector. Rain gutters are not required by code. What the code says is that the water drainage, the water runoff from the roof, okay, provision should be made so that it is directed into a sewer system away from the house so that it's not a nuisance. They don't tell you how to do it, but that's code for rain gutters. Rain gutters would do that. If you want to put some other kind of drainage catchment system over here, that's fine. But nothing is not fine. And then I'm not sure if I agree with this or not, but the Texas Housing Authority, and they didn't pay me, but they say every house should have rain gutters. Well, this one does have rain gutters on the front, and I don't think every house should have rain gutters. But there's verbiage. There's verbiage there for that. Now, right here, we're on this side. We go right up there, the edge of the roof covering. We're going back to the roof a little bit. I don't know if this is coming out real well. Right there. Okay. The edge flashing, the drip edge flashing in this case, this instance, the drip edge flashing is not lapped a minimum of 2 inches. Okay. We're moving on along. Moving and grooving. No kick out flashing. Moving and grooving. Water's coming this way, coming this way. Where's it coming this way? Coming this way off of the porch, yeah. Where the water runs off the top over there. Where there's no rain gutter, exactly where there's no rain gutter. That's where it's running. Okay. And this roof covering right over here on this side of the, it's real short. It's real short. So it's not going to drain as much water as this roof covering, which does not have a rain gutter, or this roof covering, which also doesn't have a rain gutter. Okay. Moving on along. You don't have a stoop here. This is a sliding door. That's more than 7 3/4 inches. You should have a stoop here. We may or may not have power here. I don't expect to find power here because I already tripped the GFCI and I haven't worked my way back to the garage. Yep. Okay. It's actually a good thing. Gas port on the patio. Light should be sealed. This is for a patio sink. And since this is for a patio sink, this should actually be on. Let's see what we got going here. I'm gonna come back for you if I can't get this right off the bat. Okay, we're going sideways. Is that right? So if we're going sideways, how come you won't let me loose? Two-inch gap, 2-inch gap. You think water's going to collect in there? I do. Should be sealed. Our trim board's kind of short right there. I'll come back. I've been defeated. The humility. I'm going to have to move along. Going along. Water's beats right down here. Inside there is a closet. Inside there is a closet with a scuttle hole. Inside there is a closet with a scuttle hole that goes down to the crawl space. Inside of this wall where the water beats down here, inside the closet where the scuttle hole is that goes down in the crawl space, is a fan trying to dry it out. Wonder where the water came from. I don't know. I don't know where the gas. Oh, the gas enters the house right here. Oh, and we got our main sewer cleanouts. And our main sewer cleanouts are too close. Let's see what we can do here. Is there... Okay. We'll get a nice, good picture for us. Just another picture because we like details. Over here. you unscrew for us? You will. Oh my goodness, this is our lucky day. Oh, you go the right way. You go the right way. This is correct, even though they're so close. So this is your double sewer clean out. Properly installed, I might add. This one goes that way. This one goes that way. So you can put the auger, the snake, the rotor-rooter, call it what you will, but you can put it in here and it goes in and cleans out the house. Everything's fine. Goes in there, cleans out that way. Everything's fine. Worked out pretty good. If I hadn't been able to get those off, I would have had a lot of people worried about nothing. Can you imagine that? I still would paint that gas pipe right there. Along. We're on the north side of the home now. Step across here. There's our temporary pole. Well, you're on. You're on, so this house is still being fed by temporary. All right. There's our eupher. Okay. It's supposed to be within 6 feet of the electric load center, which is in the garage way over there. So we'll take a picture of that too. How about that? Bolted down, that's a good thing. 1 and 2 are off to the sides. 1 and 2 should be sealed. That's the wrong type of refrigerant foam. We'll have a whole different video about this. No rain gutter. We'll come back for those boys. You'll see them missing a screen, missing a flashing, no rain gutter, water's beating down here. This is the emergency. You've got 2. There's 1 right over there. That's your emergency drain pipe. If water's coming out of there, you've got a problem with your air conditioning system. Call a technician. That's the secondary drain line for your evaporator coil. It means the primary coil clogged up. Okay? Why do we have a secondary? Because drain piping clogs up. So if the first one can clog up, the second one can clog up. You just don't let it run. It's going to discolor your wall. It's going to damage your wall. It's not going to go away. Call them. See, here's the meter. Here's the main principle. This is what we're inspecting. That's probably the outlet for the lawn sprinkler control conduit. So your yard's not done yet. So it's going to be difficult on our grading and drainage. I'm going to be very critical of the grading and drainage on the south side of the house. The north side is a vacant lot. But where's the water going to go? Where can it go? So moving on along. It's back where we started.